Loot, written by Joe Orton in 1966, is perhaps one of his most controversial pieces of work. Returning with the loot from having robbed a bank, Hal and Dennis resort to hiding the money in Hal's recently deceased mother's casket. This introduces us to Faye, a Roman Catholic who ended up killing Hal's mother, as well as his 7 ex-husbands, who is now interested in Hal's father, Mr. McLeavy. Enter Truscott, the violent inspector in disguise who sets the whole household on edge. The play is a farce, the genre which allowed Orton to create characters that behave with no thought for conventional morality. That's from Joe Orton Online. Farce as a genre, a type of drama which celebrates the principle that if in life things can go wrong, they will again and again, from Drama Online. Hal and Dennis are constantly having to move the loot, then the body, then the loot, and so on and so forth, to avoid being found out by Truscott. As well as this, we have Faye, who is trying to get the recently widowed Mr. McLeavy to marry her, having previously murdered her past 7 husbands. There are offers of threesomes between Hal, Faye, and Dennis, as well as the hint at homosexual subtext between Hal and Dennis, as Hal calls him baby. And this could possibly a hint towards Orton's own sexuality and his law-breaking behaviours with Kenneth Halliwell. The challenges made towards the police, sexuality, as well as some digs thrown in towards the Roman Catholic Church, were used by Orton in order to shock the masses, as well as trying to confront the issues of censorship that were being applied to works published at this time. Lord Chamberlain had to approve and censor all and any plays that were to be performed for the preservation of good manners, decorum, or of the public peace, from the Evening Standard. After Loot had been performed on the West End, Lord Chamberlain received a letter from a member of the public, saying, "It breaks every canon of decent behaviour and is a shocking example to young people." The play still remains relevant today. There are still issues around police brutality, especially in America towards African American people, and perhaps diversifying the cast will allow one to address this issue more poignantly. Hal's reluctance to show any emotion towards his mother's death, as well as Mr. McLeavy's, could draw a discussion on the problems of hypermasculinity and how men are discouraged from showing any emotion. More could be made of the romantic subtext of Hal and Dennis, and perhaps bringing this to the foreground could promote more of a discussion of LGBT+ issues, as well as the casual author of a threesome. Overall, Loot is a very interesting play. It made for a very easy read, although the twists and turns and plot points did confuse me at some point without seeing it visualised, but I imagine that a very talented company would be able to put across a new and refreshing take on this piece of work.